What's going on, people? We are back again with another Moving Mad video, and this one right here is all about Danielle. Now, Danielle had a lot of things to say on her Instagram live, so we're about to check out exactly what she said, okay, based on the clips I was able to put up together, and definitely, get down to the nitty and gritty of exactly what I think, and also what you guys think in the comment section. But with that being said, let's not forget to like and subscribe. But boom, let's go.
That night, I see that he starts following an account that was a friend of hers that made t-shirts, and she had given us both a t-shirt from this account. It was Serenity Apparel, I think was the name. I don't know why I just said that out loud, but that's like, I remember it in my head. That she had given us these t-shirts, and I saw he started following that account, and I'm like, and it was a month after the retreat, and I was like, and he's like, Yohan doesn't know anything about anything, so how would he find this brand on the internet, on Instagram? Like, I was like, something's not right. And then the same moment, her and him both text me about something completely different. She's booking the tent for the next retreat, and he is texting me about something else. I forget what it was, but it was like completely irrelevant. But it was like the same exact moment at the same time that I see that he's following this account, and I'm like, and I don't say nothing because again, she's my client. She just did a retreat with me. I got no reason not to trust her. She, as far as I knew, she behaved herself. As far as I knew, he behaved himself. He was mad at me because we had just filmed the tell-all with Taylor. So I was like, oh, is he like trying to be a dick? Did he reach out to this girl? Like, because that's how, at least my experience with 3 Dominican men that I've dated, when they're angry with their wife, they go to the other girl to like get back at the wife, and they do it as an act of punishment. So Yohan, whenever he was upset with me about something, he would go and do something like a child. Follow 5 females, knowing that I can see it, even though he's never going to talk to them. Like, he would just do shit like that. So,
all right, let me keep this straight. Let me get this right. So you're telling me that one, which we already knew anyway, she's already had experiences with Dominican men, and she knows what they're like if they get upset. They act out in a way that is childish, in a way that is somewhat, you can even say, infidelity. But Danielle will still go back and get with another Dominican man and still behave the same way and get the same result. Now, when I say still behave the same way, I'm not saying that she should change the way she is, none of that stuff. I'm just saying that she knows who she is, right? So therefore, she knows that her personality can be triggering to a Dominican man, right? And therefore, if that happens, what's he gonna go do? He's then gonna go do something childish or something that is infidelity based. But I won't lie to you, the story that she told about Yohan and this friend or this workplace or whatever this woman is, right? That sounds like a lot of freaking effort. That doesn't really sound like something, it doesn't sound like something someone does on an impulse. It sounds like something that someone does when they're planning things out, because you got 2 people telling you da-da-da-da-da. So whatever you've done, you'd think that his reaction is based on impulse, not based on then I'm gonna go plan and, try and do a thing with this other woman behind Danielle's back and blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? Man, it's hard to keep up with Danielle, man. She says a whole lot of things, and when you're trying to decipher what she says, it's just like, what? Make it make sense.
that's like kind of what I thought this was in the night. And then when I woke up in the morning, I'm like, no, fuck this shit. And she don't respond. And I see she's online, and she never doesn't respond. Granted, it's like 6:30 in the fucking morning, but this bitch is online. Takes a minute, and then she starts typing, and then, Serenity Apparel, let me send you the website. And I said, did you ever share that website with Yohan? Again, crickets for quite some time. And I'm like, fuck. So then she responds, yeah, I shared it with him. I said, how? She doesn't respond. She says, I don't, it's really early in the morning. You're coming for me. I don't really have time to explain all this right now. I'll have to talk to you at a later time. And like, it's really weird. And I'm just like, do me a favor. Please delete my husband's number from your phone. I feel like this is inappropriate. And then I called him, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you out of your mind? This is my client. We are famous. Like, you cannot engage in this kind of behavior. So I just kept trying to fix it and trying to like quell it and trying to keep.
I'm curious, if you wasn't famous, would you have still given the same attitude? Would you have still said stop this behavior, even if you weren't famous? Like, what has famous got to do with anything? I mean, to be fair, let's calm it down. You're not famous. But anyway, what has it got to do with anything? That's what I want to know. Like, how does that change anything? If you've caught him out doing something that he shouldn't be doing behind your back, you should be realistically looking to leave the man, not talk about how you need to fix your behavior because we are famous. I mean, listen, if Danielle wants to be a role model, she wants to be this evolved woman. If anything, because you're famous, maybe if you leave him, you'd show a great role model to other women who are going through the same thing. But instead of being a great role model because you're famous, you'd rather stick with him and act like it didn't happen because you're famous. Somebody please translate everything that I just said. Because honestly, I'm even confused about what the hell I just said. Because I've had to decipher the nonsense coming out of her mouth as per usual. But okay, Daniel. All right, Daniel. Okay. All right. Okay. Either way, though, it's bizarre because in that moment in time, she had every reason to say to this man, we are done. But instead, she decides to try and do a cover up.
Quiet and trying to pretend like it wasn't happening. So that was that experience. And she just like denied it. Never asked for her money back though, because she left a deposit for this retreat and never asked for her money back. And I always thought that was fucking weird. Because she comes back to me and she's like, you know, I'm not gonna go on the retreat. I feel like the way that you approached me was really inappropriate. And she comes at me. And then about a month later, I find a photo that's her in bed and him, and it's like a screenshot of a FaceTime call, and it's like a picture of food. And then I came for him. First I called my friend that was on the retreat, and I was like, what the fuck? She's like, oh, it's just a picture. She's trying to make me feel better because she knows. And then I called him, and he's like, you think I'm crazy? I would never do that. Da, da, da. And then I reached out to her again, and again she denied it. I was always respectful, and I was like, listen, we're public figures, so either you're gonna handle this with me or you're gonna handle it publicly, because I ain't gonna let this go. And she refused to engage.
Well, if you've seen pictures, you've seen proof, why do you need this woman to confirm anything to you? Why do you feel the need to have to reach out to her? Why does Daniel always have to go the extra mile to get extra information? Why can't she just take the information she has and then just act on that information itself alone? Why? Like, what does she get out of it? Like, does she feel like she has to contact other people because she has to prove a point to herself and to them, and you know, and to make sure that she's got all of her evidence in order before she goes and presents certain things? But the matter of fact is, based on the amount of madness that she told us about her relationship with Yohan, you would imagine by now, truly, she'd be in a position where she's like, you know, I'm done, and I don't even need to get any more proof anymore, because what do I need proof for? You're always doing something messy. Do you know what I mean?
And then she sent me this email that was like 4 pages long. And then I didn't respond. And even after the one from the tell, she sent me one like a week ago. I didn't see when I came home from that trip to New York. When I came home from New York, I found out that Yohan was cheating for sure. Like, I had actual evidence on May 26th. And he was gone the 27th. Oh, he put my reputation, my business in danger. When I told him, I was like, I could be sued for this. Because what happened was he started asking her for money. And that's why she stopped fucking with him. So she was having this relationship with him from February. She was supposed to come see him in May. Like, she acted like, oh, he came to her tent. She didn't want him there. She was petrified. He scared the shit out of her. And I'm like, oh, he scared the shit out of you and you don't call me and the police? You engage in a relationship with him? He didn't scare the shit out of you. Now you're trying to put a black man in trouble. Are you crazy? Like, if I wasn't level-headed.
Look at Daniel being so concerned about a black man in trouble, huh? Trying to put a black man in trouble. Oh, look at you, so concerned. Oh my goodness. That shouldn't be your concern. Your concern is that you've got a man that's been doing a madness behind your back. Why should you know what? That's a lie. You've got a man that's been doing a madness in front of your face. And I say this because she knows about every single time this guy has done some madness. Have you ever noticed that each time Yohan does something that is infidelity based, she always knows about it. Always knows about it. So that means everything that he's doing ain't even beyond the back anymore, because she always seems to find a way to find out. But yet she still finds a way to still stay in the relationship. But it's okay though, you know what I'm saying? Because, he's a black man, so let's protect him anyway. What? Make that make sense? I mean, I understood it. I'm not being naive. I understand the concept of what she's saying there, but I just find it hilarious where her energy kind of goes to sometimes. Like, it's weird because she wanted to protect him because of being a black man, but what if the woman was telling the truth? What then? Just curious. What if he was telling the truth?
But yeah, so I could have gotten sued, and that's what really pissed me off, because then the first girl that he was sleeping with this whole time, that's still getting him a visa, by the way, I just found out. She thinks she is. He's not getting one, but she thinks she's getting a visa. He picked her up in my retreat van while he was working my retreat after the cow ceremony. I went and picked her up and took her to my apartment complex, but apparently not to my apartment, but to my complex, because it has like Airbnbs. Of course I still have the job. Are you crazy? Now he won't turn the air conditioner on. He won't take me to get water. It's like 1,000,000 degrees in the car. I'm locked in the car. He's like, you want water? You walk. And it was like, we're in the middle of fucking Santo Domingo. You don't walk in the middle of Santo Domingo by yourself. He was just like, that bitch. And that's when I went live. And Carlos from 60 Days In came on my live and started talking shit to Yohan, like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, fuck her. Like, that was a bad day. But that was why we actually split up, because on the way home, we stopped at the gas station. He tried to leave me at the gas station. And so when we finally left the gas station, I was refusing to pay for gas. And I said, listen to me. I pulled the race card. I said, I'm a white woman. We are famous. And we are in your country. And you're a black Dominican. And this is going to be a problem for you if you continue to make this a problem. So you're going to pay for gas and you're going to take me home and this conversation is going to be over, but you're not going to fucking leave me in the gas station because this is only going to be a problem for you. Like, everybody thinks that white people are unsafe in the DR. No, that is not the case. We are very safe with everyone else. We're just never safe with the people we're there with who know what we have. But in the streets, we're actually pretty safe because everyone's afraid, especially in tourist areas. So on the way home, I pulled into Polytour, which is the tourist police. I said, please escort my husband and I to my apartment that my name is on. The lease is in my name. He's going to get his belongings and he's going to take this car and he's going to go to La Romana to his parents' house. And then when I went in the house.
So Danielle is an advocate for the black man and also an advocate for the white woman. You know what I'm saying? She's pulling a whole race card twice now. She's a funny person. Oh my days. I don't know what world that she lived in, to be honest with you, but I'm happy that I don't live in. I'm happy that I don't live in whatever world that she lives in here, because boy, whatever place this is in here, it is Dolulu. Craig. Stupid.
To get his things, he did not come with me. He had, I don't know, 10 things. He said to get his medicine out of the bathroom, and he tells me where it is, and I realized he's fucking taking steroids. And I was just like, of all the things, what is the thing that everyone loves about Yohan? His body, and like, even that shit's not real. Like, there is not a thing about this man that is authentic. And so, and I took a picture of that. Thank you. How did you not kick Shekinah?
You know what though, when I was making the compilation of this video, I missed that part, the steroid part. I mean, I'm not even surprised, to be honest with you. Interesting. Very interesting. Do you know what though? It makes sense though, because I said that in the tell-all recently, Yohan has aged so quickly since the previous tell, which was like a year ago. And steroids do age you. You see what I'm saying? People that take steroids ages them all the time. They look so much older than what they are. So maybe there is some whole truth to that, to be honest with you.
In the throat. She buried herself. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to do anything to her. She was such a fucking lunatic. It was like so obvious. It was upsetting because like sometimes the tell-all is a tell-all and like it gets very intense. And I remember we went in on Sarper. They didn't really air how hard we went in on Sarper, but I felt like I particularly went in on Sarper. So afterwards I messaged him and was just like, listen, I'm sorry, like I didn't mean to go in that hard on you. Forgive me. And he was just like, no, whatever, it's all good. And then after the Shekinah thing, you saw everybody vote. Like, do you think Yohan cheated? And Shekinah was just like, and you could see Sarper was gonna raise his hand, and then he looked at her and he wasn't allowed. and then after that he unfollowed me, and I felt upset about that because I was like, Sarper's cool, but whatever. What does his family say about him now? They love him. He's, you know, he's their brother, but they're upset that I put his business out there. That's what they're upset about. Like, yeah, he's an asshole, but how did someone fall for this? No, he's married. That's a good question. I think that every woman thinks they're gonna be the one to change him, and they believe him. You know, just like you all did. You all believed he was such a good guy, and I was so mean to him, and all these things. Like, you didn't know what I was actually mad about. You just thought that I was mad about fucking warm meat. But
I mean, listen, Danielle can speak about all these other women all she wants, but she's a part of those women who thought that she could change him. It's just that simple. She thought it too, so come on now. Don't be naive. Come on.
You know, like you went to butcher shop, it was like, okay, you're $40,000, 40,000 pesos deficit every month. Where's that money coming from? That's what I was yelling about. But you know, that just gave him leverage to become careless. No, I don't think leverage. I don't think he really did become careless. I think he just, you know, I wasn't looking. Did his family warm? No, his family still says that he's a good guy. He's a good guy. They don't think that this is abnormal behavior, guys. It's Dominican Republic.
All right, boom. Let's give it a buck. All right. So obviously in this one here, we've learned that Yohan, everything about him is fake, according to Danielle, which probably is true in a way. So fake that he's even using the roids, which again doesn't really come as much of a surprise, to be honest with you. So that one, yeah, I mean, that one does make sense a lot. But also at the same time, we've learned that Danielle is trying to warn every single woman out here about every single thing that she was willingly allowing herself to put herself through. So she's trying to talk here about, you know, men and infidelity and all that kind of stuff, but yet she's the one that will still stay with a man even though he's not treating her right. And then also on top of that, she also defend her man by using the race card to a certain degree. That one I'm still trying to process, to be honest with you. I'm still trying to process, oh, you can't say that about a black man, blah, blah, blah. Now, it's not the case that where she may have been right or wrong, you know, it's just a case of like, it's just wild to hear, to be honest with you. But then also at the same time, she also speaks about her using her own race card as well. Where do they make people like Danielle? She's a very interesting person, to be honest with you. I feel like she needs to be studied because she says a whole lot of things that she doesn't actually preach herself, which is the most bizarre thing ever. And got a feeling that we're going to see Danielle again some point in 90 Day Fiancé. And if we do see her again, got a feeling we're going to see her in something very, very similar to this situation itself in particular. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if we see her not on the next season of Single Life, because of course that's coming already. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw into. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this time next year for the next season of the Single Life, to be honest with you. But either way though, you guys let me know exactly what you think when it comes to Danielle. Like I said before, for me personally, a lot of things she says are very hypocritical. It's very hard to even dissect what she says for the most part, you know. But yeah, let me know what you're thinking and we can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.